welcome to the lounge. Yes, another weekend, a plethora of betting opportunities to look at as we go from NFL to horse racing, from reality TV to darts. And you notice we are talking about darts, but there's no Simon Hopper. He has once again abstained. Yes, he's taken another hour off work to go and do what he needs to do, which furthers his personal career over and above an Easy Odds video cast. But there you go. We have, well, I think in the circumstances, chaps, the cream will rise to the top, courtesy of the good Lord himself, Lord Dunkley, racing correspondent, NFL specialist, and reality TV checker-inner, which means he's got nothing else to do in his spare time. Yeah. And also with us is the man himself. It is, of course, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, otherwise known as... Honestly, I really want to know how many blackbirds are in a pie, or in a beard, in this case as well. Good to have you with us, Rossi. How are you today?
Yeah,
all right?
Thanks.
Yeah, loads to talk about, gentlemen. I mean, every weekend here on Easy Odds, we have so many betting opportunities right across the board. I mean, many people still sort of living in the old age, it's horse racing or football, but it's so much more. And even if you're not interested in reality TV and you think, oh, it's boredom personified, there's money to be made there if you do your homework, as proven by Rossi, who's been with Easy Odds now for a number of years and has made consistently a really rich level stakes profit down through the last few years. Where are we going to start? Let's start somewhere we don't normally start on the Easy Odds Lounge video cast. Let's go to EastEnders. Let's see what's happening there, because like a number of markets of the subjects we're going to talk about in this video cast, there's been another move in this marketplace, and now we're going to move towards Christmas. It's going to get even more interesting. And is it because we're sort of looming around the corner, we're going to find out beginning of February what happens? Almost like the markets, Dunkers, are becoming more sensitive, aren't they?
Well, everyone knows, Paul, that EastEnders always do a big Christmas storyline and a lead into it. I mean, that's just how the show works. There have been about 5 storylines currently bubbling under the surface for about 2 months now. And someone who's been noticeably absent, who I'm a little bit worried that the move has come so soon, Ian Beale, who I've been flagging up for many, many weeks, almost months even, is now as low as 4-1 with one bookmaker. Low as 4-1, I believe it's with Coral.
Did you watch the Children of Need evening?
Yeah.
And he had that dream sequence.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, actually.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but you got me
fun.
thinking what you said many months ago, Ian Beale. I don't trust you, kid. I don't trust you.
Exactly, a lot of people die around him. He's like 5 ghosts. Yeah, he's now currently he's 4-1 with Coral, a general 8-1 chance, but he was as big as 25s when I put him up. Oh. So it's really all to play for. Jane Beale's still very. She's just come back into the show. Ian's estranged wife is 3-1 favourite at the moment. My other tip, Abby Branning, 7-1, 6s in places. Wow. So it's all hotting up. Christmas is such a big storyline because it's going to be a massive storyline for Danny Dyer's family, the Carters. There's going to be 3 storylines in one, just going to erupt, basically. It's going to be great.
And when's it finally revealed? February?
February 2015.
You'll be out on Valentine's night with your good lady.
Yeah,
playing your guitar and just being very romantic, and all of a sudden it will come through the result.
Yeah, I'll text you, mate. Yeah,
totally
done.
But so there you go. See, you've noticed already from one reality bet that we've had that Dunkers has got huge value, and also on a serious point of view. And we are here on these videocasts to make money at the end of the day. That's the bottom line. That if you'd have taken Dunker's idea of who's going to be top of this market, who's going to win this market, you could easily have backed out. You could have traded out by now. So if you've only got fixed odds bookmakers to your name, add to it. It's not going to cost you anything. Add to it an exchange bookmaker as well, because it gives you greater scope, doesn't it, to trade out?
Yeah, exactly. Exchange betting is the future.
It's the future, and so is Bristol City, still at the top of League One.
Just hanging on.
There's a bit of an earthquake going on down the West Country at the moment, isn't there, as well? Yeah. What's happening this weekend in the world of league football? Anything at all that worth noting or not?
In terms of my Football League tips, the one that I'm most happy with is actually Bolton. Neil Lennon's moved in there, and he's actually made the Macron Stadium, which used to be known as the Reebok Stadium, an actual fortress now. They've under Neil Lennon, they've only played there 3 times, and they've won all 3 matches and scored 9 goals. Brilliant. Which is absolutely excellent. And away from home, they can't do a dime. So they're one of those sides who just like playing at home, and they're up against Huddersfield. this Saturday, playing against Chris Powell's side, and Huddersfield are a poor team on the road, so I think 27-20 is a decent price.
Wow.
Huddersfield have actually lost more than half of their matches on their travels this season, so I think 27-20 on a pretty rampant Bolton at home this seems decent value.
Those to talk about with Rossi and Dunkers will go horse racing. We'll have a bit of NFL. It's a big weekend. We're speaking to you on Thursday. Thanksgiving, what that nonsense is all about, I don't know, but there are 3 live games on Sky if you're listening to us on Thursday afternoon. There's a bit of darts to come your way as well, and of course we'll talk about I'm a Celebrity, which I think has been terrific.
It's been good, hasn't it?
They've been having it off in the house, not in the way you think. In the jungle this week, it's been manic indeed. Should we talk very quickly about darts, because you've got something for us on the darts?
Yeah, via our favourite tipster, the Lock-Up Tipster. He's a brilliant darts tipster. It's the what tournament is this? Sorry, Paul.
It's the Players' Championship.
It's the Players' Championship. As you can see, I'm not really a darts fan, but Lock-Up Tipster is, so if he tells me to place a bet, I normally do.
Yeah.
And he's gone for Peter Wright versus Benito Van der Paar, which is a great name.
It is great. It's from Stockport, isn't it?
Yeah. He for this one he's gone over 9.5 legs at 11-10 with Paddy Power.
Okay.
And I'll give you the reasons why. The young Benito has beaten a string of top 20 opponents this year, including MVG, Wright, Pipe, Newton, Painter, Dolan, Thornton and Highbright. So it's a pretty impressive list.
Yeah, it's a good list.
Peter Wright is a good player, but his performances this year have not represented the 4th ranked best in the world player. Wright's concern for me is his approach to changing his darts. Seems to be a common theme in this, that the actual choosing of the darts is...
Why would he do that when he was doing so well? I mean, his performance in the World Championships fantastic.
Yeah.
Premier League was brilliant, and then all of a sudden he changes his darts. It's like, if you've got a young lady at home who you love and adore and gives you everything you need, why would you trade her in? It doesn't make...
Especially up against young Benito, who's clearly really good. But it's a short format at the Players' Championship, apparently, so anything can happen. And he thinks that this game can go 6-4, and he thinks that the 11-10 is actually pretty reasonable with Paddy Power, which is the best price available here.
Can I just jump in there and say, and of course there are any ladies listening, and I'm sure there are, to the video cast here in the lounge, that if you have a young man at home and you're happy with him, and why would you trade him in? Just to balance
it out. I was going to say, Paul,
in today's society, a little bit sexist, which I'm, and as the guys know here in the easyodds.com, I'm undoubtedly not, because at the moment I'm having problems with my girlfriend.
It's all got very personal for.
I'm going to cry in a minute.
Moving on to bet 2.
Anyway,
moving on to bet 2, yeah.
Oh, we got 2 from the big... Oh, brilliant.
2 from him, yeah. Sky Bet have an interesting double on Klassen and Baxter, with a positive handicap paying over 5-4.
Nice.
Klassen plus 3.5 and Baxter plus 4.5 legs means 3 from the Dutchman and 2 from the veteran Baxter will win this as a play safer bet. So at 5-4, that's his second bet. So it's 5-4 for the interesting double from the Lock-Up Tipster, and over 9.5 legs at 11-10 in Wright versus Van der Paar.
The Lock-Up Tipster does it again. Thank you, sir. Good to have you with us on the show yet again. And everybody, if you're listening and watching us for the first time on this video cast, every week the Lounge takes you through the jungle of betting mania to try and give you a profit through the weekend, and there's so much to choose from as well. I mean, it's brilliant. Quickly get in my horse racing tip before we do a bit of NFL with Dunkers. 6.15 at Wolverhampton. This is a horse I really like. Been running all the good mile and a quarter handicaps, even down to 7 furlongs. It's trained by David O'Mara. Earth Drummer carries top weight in the 6.15 at Wolves. He was second to Doc's Legacy last time out. I thought he was unlucky that day because he didn't get into full stride early enough. He's a horse that doesn't quicken, he lengthens through a race, and I think off a mark of 95 will take all the beating off top weight in the 6.15 at Wolverhampton. Earth Drummer is the name of the horse. NFL, as we said, big week. Now getting into the juicy fruit part of the season, into week number 12 as well. And any number of matches you could have chosen, but you're going to pick up on the Cowboys-Eagles game.
Certainly am, Paul. It's a massive clash in the NFC East. These two teams have been quite quickly, they've shown that they are going to be fighting out for divisional honours. The Giants have, my early season tip, have been awful. now out to 400 to 1 to win the division. So let's see what Dallas and Philadelphia hold. Basically, Dallas are on a 2-game streak. Both teams are 8 and 3.
Big
so
game then, isn't it?
It's a giant game.
It's like a 6-pointer in football parlance, isn't it?
Completely, but basically whoever wins this, I think, is going to push on and win the division. At the moment, it's worth saying that the Eagles are 20 to 23 best price, and Dallas are close behind at 11 to 10. But Dallas are at home this week. Even so, I think Philadelphia are a team who know how to score, and I think they won't have as much trouble as the bookies seem to think of picking up the spread. The point line is +3, and for a Dallas team that are relying very heavily on Des Bryant and Tony Romo, and Randall and their other receivers, if they have an off day, if the offense have an off day, their defense crumbles. Their defense crumbles usually in games. I really wouldn't want to back them, and especially not to cover the spread. It's basically the Eagles won by 43 points last time. They only conceded 24 against the Tennessee Titans, which on face value you would say Tennessee Titans, they're not a great team. But to be honest, the Eagles' defence isn't great either. So I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it could probably come down to a field goal or a touchdown. But I definitely want to be on the Philadelphia side at 11 to 10. On odds against pick for this is a no-brainer for me.
Okay, and it goes without saying as well, we mentioned in our Premier League video cast, there are so many markets on each of the Premier League matches, and again, in American football, you pay your money, takes your chance, but do have a look at all the different markets. You may just find something you're surprised about. You thought, I haven't thought about that before, I haven't thought of that market before. Shall we go reality mad for the end of the lounge?
Yes, please.
Before we do, what's happened this week socially? Some tremendous videos put up on the Facebook.
Some
tremendous stuff.
If you fancy a bit of a laugh, head over to our Easy Odds channels. We're trying to put up as much fun stuff as we can. Paul's always sending me over some
terrible,
some pretty good videos.
There was some good stuff.
But as always, social channels, Facebook, Twitter, we're there to offer you insights into the odds that are changing, into our tips, into offers from bookmakers. So why not like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter?
Okay. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Do you want to go on stage or in the jungle?
I quite fancy to be on stage.
Let's go on. Now, this we mentioned before when I was speaking to Dunkers about the market changing for EastEnders. The market for X Factor has just gone arse over tits, hasn't it?
It really
With
has.
Fleur is odds on, which she wouldn't have been anywhere near 3 weeks ago.
Nope.
And Andrea the diva, and he's a pain in the backside, isn't he? And he's out to 5 to 1.
Yeah, he was in the bottom 2 last week, which is pretty.
He didn't like that, did he? Did you see the look on his face?
He didn't like it, but it was kind of funny that it was a sing-off against Stevie, because you could argue that Andrea is the best singer in there, up against the worst singer ever.
Does that include the twins as well?
That includes the twins. But Andrea is now up to 5 to 1, which is a huge shift. He's been odds on pretty much since the live show started 7 weeks ago now, so that's a huge shift. And the reason behind it, is it the diva persona around him? I saw a story earlier actually saying that apparently he had a 12-hour meltdown in a hotel room yesterday. So he's clearly not coping very well with not being favourite anymore. So his odds have drifted out to 5 to 1. But Fleur, she's really come from the back of the race here, and she's now evens best price, and you can see why, because she is the full package.
She's nice as well. She's likeable, isn't she?
She's a very nice girl. She can sing, she can dance, she can rap, which is something that the other 4 people now left can't really do. They're kind of one-trick ponies in a way, whereas Fleur's got a lot more to offer, I think. So I can see why she is favourite, but we've seen time and time again in these reality shows that once it gets to the nitty-gritty, it all changes all the time. But the interesting one here is the elimination market, and I think it's right that Lauren and Stereo Kicks are the 2 left there, because even if Andrea is in the bottom 2, I think that his capabilities on the mic mean that he'll probably beat either of those 2.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think it will be between Lauren and Stereo Kicks, and then I think it might go to deadlock actually, because those 2 are so close, and then it's just just down to popularity. So if you fancy Stereo Kicks at 3-1 or Lauren at 5-4, I certainly wouldn't say that's a bad choice at all. Just to take your pick. Obviously, Stereo Kicks offer better value at 3-1, so why not do that one? But I can certainly see Lauren leaving also.
Yeah, I think Lauren's very ordinary, to be fair. Although her mother looks quite nice. Let's go to the jungle. Oh my God! Right, so I watched it for the first time. I don't know whether you've been watching I'm a Celebrity in the Jungle. I mean, obviously, presenters are fantastic value for money. They're really, I've really sort of taken to Ant and Dec this series as well.
Yeah.
But the greatest thing of all time was the head-to-head between Edwina and that pain in the arse Kendra, who I cannot stand. I was wishing that, and I think Edwina in a way sort of ran rings around her, but and Kendra, it was like she's gone from like one personality trait to another to another to another in the space of about 2 minutes.
Well, the public seem just as taken to her as you do, because they seem to keep on making her do these bush tacker trials.
I know, that's hilarious.
It's a pretty clear sign that the public don't like you, really, isn't it?
Can I just intercede there very quickly, Dunkers? Yeah. What would you be most scared of in a bush trucker trial? What would really scare the wits out of you?
I've never really thought about it, Paul.
Are you a spiders or a snake man, or you don't mind insects? Or?
I think I don't like some insects, but I think I could.
You'd be okay?
I don't know, the eating stuff, it would probably.
Oh right, so like kangaroos' testicles and stuff like that.
Yeah, not for me.
What about you?
Just enclosed spaces with an animal that I'm scared of would be the worst thing in the world, I think.
So enclosed with
like
your girlfriend with you?
And
I didn't mean that. Seriously.
I'm a classic snakes man. I just don't like snakes, and I haven't since I first saw Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Brilliant stuff. So tell us about Kendra then. I mean, has her price changed an awful lot to get kicked out? Or?
She's actually not. She's actually about 7th in the betting market. But in terms of to get thrown out, it's quite interesting in that she's actually 3rd favourite at 11-2, which might offer a bit of value, but 2-1 Vicky is the favourite to actually leave, and it's because she isn't really bringing much to the party.
No.
And our 2nd favourite is Edwina Curry, who, as a Tory MP on a prime time entertainment show, is always easy pickings for this sort of thing. So I can see it being either of those two, and I can't really see it being Kendra because she offers quite a lot of entertainment value, and at this point in the show, I think it's important to keep people like that in the show. So I think Vicky at 2-1 is actually a pretty good show. She
doesn't offer much at the moment, but 25 years ago she offered an awful lot. Hello. Brilliant stuff indeed. What are we doing this weekend, gents? What are we doing? What are we getting into? Betting wise, socially wise, what's happening?
Watching a lot of racing. Gig on Saturday night.
Oh, you've got a gig? Oh, great stuff. Where's that?
It's down in Fletching, if you know it, near Haywards Heath.
There you go. Fletching, Haywards Heath.
Get down there.
See the man in action with his hat on. With his hat on. And what are you doing, Rossi?
Going to have a busy weekend, just having a great time with Hannah as always.
Nice. Hannah is so nice, you know, you need to keep him. Those phone calls you've been stopping doing, I don't want to accept them anymore. I'll be with my boy who's 18 this weekend. We're going to have a really great time, and then I'm working on Sunday. Whatever you're doing, have a cracking weekend. Make sure it's a profitable one, and the lounge will be back with you next week. Bye for now.